today was another test for the next-gen car in NASCAR, and NASCAR decided to drop, in NBA they call it a Woj bomb. I don't know what this one is called, but they just decided to drop a pretty big bomb when it comes to NASCAR news. The official statement says NASCAR officials announced Monday the next-gen car for the 2021 Cup Series will have a single center-locking lug nut for its wheels. Obviously, today we have 5 lug nuts. I'm not even going to attempt the noise, but you look at it, we'll see. We'll do a side by side, and then we'll show the close-ups. But with this new one lug nut, it's pretty self-explanatory. They're going to have one lug nut. All you have to do is zoop, and then put the new one on, zoop. Whereas you used to have to go zoop, 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 and then zoop, 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 zoop. Now you just have to go zoop, if that helps at all. But basically, let's look at it. Let's look at the pictures here. You look at the one lug nut tire, you can see, let me get to the pictures here. With this tire, it definitely, even the wheel looks different. It just looks more outside-ish, and it's got more spacing in between, I guess. It's lighter, definitely, with the silver. But then you see it right in the middle. It's just a single circle. And just like they do in F1, except it's not going to be like F1 because you're not going to be able to stand in place and then just jack it and then put them on and off in like 2 seconds. It is going to be a shorter pit stop for sure, but you're still going to have to go around the car, do the right sides, get back around, do the left sides while fueling it up. So I think this will change strategy for sure, especially when it comes to fuel runs. With these shorter pit stops, you're not going to be able to get as much fuel in the car. I don't know how much fuel this car can hold compared to the old gen car, the current car that we're in. But if it's about the same, that's going to play a major factor with these pit stops if they get it full all the way, because with how much shorter these pit stops are likely going to be, you're going to have to stand there an extra few seconds to fill it up on fuel, I would assume. You're going to lose positions on pit road if it's under caution or on the track. So it's going to be interesting to see how those strategies play out long term if it does come down to a fuel run. But when it comes to tires, it's definitely going to shorten it. And as I said earlier, instead of having to hit the wheel 5 times with the lug nuts, take it off, hit it 5 times again, you just have to hit one. It's likely going to be a different gun, different lug nut, different everything really. This is just completely new. But that's that. Here's what NASCAR's Senior Vice President John Props said. It said, the move away from a 15-inch steel wheel was part of an overall goal to provide more relevance and a stronger correlation to today's production cars with an 18-inch wheel, but that a strong enough fastener that could hold up under high-speed conditions was a necessity. So basically, you don't want the wheel flying off and causing crashes and the giant wheel bouncing and heading towards fans and pit crews, because that's dangerous and could cause injury. So you got to have it strong enough to where it stays on the car, and they also want to do something different with the wheel. He also said for us, we felt like from our standpoint of the wheel is that we wanted to get an 18-inch wheel, an aluminum wheel, Props said. Once you get to an 18-inch aluminum wheel, the next step for us is to make sure that from the durability standpoint under racing conditions is that it will accept the durability that we need to finish races and then also to finish multiple races. To do that, the single nut was our only option. So they have been thinking about this for a while, about the long term of the sport when it comes to tires and wheels, because obviously with the new car, you might have to test out some new wheels, new tires, just depending on the car and stuff. So they decided to make the move. They decided to completely do it differently. Let's do the side by side. You can see here the one giant and then the 5. I don't need to explain that. You can see that yourself. You can see the 5 little holes there. Those are the lug nuts, and then the one giant one. But yeah, this is a big deal. NASCAR has always been known for stock car racing, stock cars, what you see on the street kind of thing. And every typical everyday car has 5 lug nuts. Doesn't have one lug nut. So that's definitely upsetting fans for sure. What are my thoughts on it? I mean, it's it's a change. It's a big change. These crews are going to have to go through different training. I'm assuming they're going to have to learn how to use a new gun, learn how to change the tires differently. They're going to have to learn how to use these tires, how to hold them, and everything. So I think it's a big change for sure, just from that standpoint. But I don't know if it's going to change the racing. This is a completely new car next year, so I think that's going to be enough to change the racing. We'll see how that goes. But when it comes to NASCAR, it's stock cars. It's cars you see on the street, so that's going to be weird because, you know, like back when you're a little kid and you're a NASCAR fan, you see a Chevy Impala. That's when I was a kid. You see a Chevy Impala on the street, I'm like, oh, Jeff Gordon drives that car in NASCAR or whatever. You see a Ford Fusion, you're like, oh, Matt Kenseth drives that or whatever, you know? But, you know, the cars are going to look different already. So that's, I don't know how they're going to do that between Chevy, Toyota, Ford. But the wheels are definitely going to be different, and that's going to be weird to see. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. Yeah, that's all I got on that. That was just some major big news from the wheel standpoint. But they also did have another announcement about the car. The next-gen car for NASCAR's 2021 makes its fourth on-track test Monday and Tuesday at Auto Club. For this particular prototype, it's a maiden voyage for a model that's nearly 100% complete. William Byron is set to drive the new model in the 2-day test in Fontana, California. The new car has been referred to internally as P3, the third prototype in the accelerated development process of the new generation racer. The first car was used as a wind tunnel model, and the second was used in the previous 3 on-track tests. They think it's like 99% done. So they think that this one that's being used this week is going to be the one that they use next year. Obviously, as I said, the single lug, that's going to be a part of it. And then what else? Just the car in general. There's a lot. I made a couple of videos back in November or something about it. If you go to it's one of my most viewed videos. It's 3rd or 4th on that list. So if you go to my most viewed, it'll be up there, both of them. But yeah, this is a big deal, big change. No strong opinions about it from me. I kind of shared them a little bit. I don't have any strong, like I was seeing on Twitter, people were like, oh, this isn't stock car racing anymore. This is a joke. They're trying to turn into F1. Pit stops are still going to be different than F1. There is the one lug-nut, which makes it similar from that standpoint, but they're still going to be going over the wall, going to the right side, going to the left side. It's not going to be everyone doing it at one time. So it's still completely different from that standpoint. I'd understand the frustration. Stock car, you know, that's not typical of a car you see on the street, the one lug nut. So I can understand that frustration. Older fans not too happy about it. Even some of the newer fans not too happy about it. I don't have any strong opinion either way. I think it'll be something new, something weird to see at first, but it'll take some time to adapt, to get used to. Not just for fans watching it, but also for the driver, or maybe the drivers. The drivers are driving a new car. They got that to worry about. But definitely the crews and crew chiefs, how they call races, how they strategize, changing tires, how they carry, all that stuff. It's going to be completely different. But yeah, big news today. Big news. That was the big news. As for tomorrow, I was planning on doing my normal points update, but you know, this had to get in the way, so we'll do that tomorrow. So if you liked it, make sure to leave a like on this video. If you want to subscribe to the channel, which you do, you should subscribe to the channel, and also share with other NASCAR people so they can get the latest news and latest updates on NASCAR.